Shalom, Yasharala. This your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And citation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. This is the end of America, man. This is how it all ends, man. There's no coming back for America, man. It's really worse from here, all right? We can read in the scriptures basically how America's going to end, all right? So we're going to start here in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. I'm going to start at verse 1 and read down through, I believe, verse 9. All right, this is Jeremiah 51:1. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind." All right, and this is basically it says and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, because ultimately Esau, headed by these American Edomites, going to try to fight against the Lord. All right, but the Lord said, "I'll raise up against them a destroying wind." All right, "And I will send unto Babylon fanners, and they shall fan her, and shall empty her land. And in that day, for in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about." Whole chapter. Let me read the next one. Verse 3. "And against him that bendeth, let the archers bend his bow, and against him that lifted up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host." All right, because ultimately this is how America's going to wind up being the end-all be-all for America. All right, America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles. All right, and also the chariots of the Lord, man. All right, so when the Lord talking about sending that destroying wind, all right, when you go into how these destroying winds, all right, you have that first, that blinding light that comes. All right, then you have that high heat pressure, or that high heat that comes, then that high pressure. All right, then that vacuum that comes. All right, all that shit started destroying, man. Then you get a wall of fire that comes. All right, you get multiple different waves of that intense heat. All right, you get heat, pressure, and then fire, man. Makes things just spontaneously combust, man. Man. All right, they're gonna fan America, man. This destroying wind is gonna come in and wipe this whole place out, man. All right. Verse 4. "Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, for they are thrust through in her streets. Been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, for Yahweh of hosts through their lands were filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel." Though their lands were filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. So, contrary to popular belief, looking at the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans right now, yeah, we downtrodden. We look like we out here lost, man. Because ultimately, we turned our backs on the Lord. The Lord said he'll turn his back on us and see what their latter end shall be. All right, and that's where we at right now. But ultimately, it's just like a parent to a child, man. You don't want to obey what I tell you to do. All right, well, go and get out the house, or you on punishment or whatever, whatnot, But that's not the parent ultimately disowning their child, because, hey, the parent's going to still be there for the child. A parent might kick a child out the house or put a child on punishment. But guess what always happens, man? The parent always comes back after they taught the child a lesson, man. All right, and that's what we had to go through. We had to learn a so-called lesson that, hey, we need our power, man. We are nothing without our power, all right? But contrary to popular belief of these other nations, they think that the Most High just forgot about us and they can just keep doing whatever they want to do to us, man. All right, but Israel has not been forsaken of his power, man. All right. Verse 6, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul." All right, and real quick, let me address this. This is not, let me grab a scripture to address this real quick. This is the book of chapter 2 and verse 10. All right. Micah 2:10, it says, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction." All right, so now going back to Jeremiah chapter 51. All right, verse 6, it says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul." This is not talking about physically getting up and leaving out of America. All right, this is, because ultimately the judgment and the plagues that's coming is going to be sent by the Lord, man. And the Lord don't miss. He got 100% accuracy. He can hit your ass wherever you at, man. Just like a lot of these Edomites going to try to go into their bunkers or whatever, whatnot. The Lord going to search their ass out and bring their ass to justice, man. All right, so this is not talking about getting a passport, getting on a plane, and leaving out of America, go to a different country. This is talking about spiritually disconnected from this here place. All right, and as you can see where this will come into play with this whole COVID-19 lockdown. All right, for instance, let's say that your whole world was sports. You just gigging off of sports all day long, man. All right, but then now all of a sudden they had this shutdown. There ain't no more sports, man. All right, or you was a gym head and you always at the gym and now you can't go to the gym no more, or a club head or whatever, whatnot, man. After this, because that was what your whole life was, all right, you put your whole life into that. Once they shut all those things down, because this is the end of America, all right, you bugging out. You can't survive off of that, man. All right, but we've already departed from out of this here land, man. All right, we've already removed ourselves from out of Babylon, man. But we still physically here in Babylon. But the things of this here world and the things of this here place, man, we're removed from it, you know? I mean, hey, nothing really wrong with watching sports in your pastime or whatever, whatnot. But there's some people that's their whole life, man. And then now they going through withdrawals from not seeing sports, man. Or they're going through withdrawals from being so-called quarantine from the rest of the world or whatever, whatnot, you know. But we've already been doing these things like that, from separating ourselves from the world and you know, fleeing out of the midst of America from the mental strongholds of this here place, man. All right. It says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquities, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. All right. So again, you don't want to be trying to put all your trust and stuff into being like a football player or whatever, whatnot. Now the NFL's gone, or the rappers, and now all that shit's gone, man. All right. You should be investing in the Lord. All right. Verse 7. All the earth drunken, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right, so this is what, you know, America has been the so-called golden kingdom, all right, this golden cup throughout all the other nations. This is the pinnacle or the poster child to all these other nations, man. They all look up to America, man. Whatever America say, they follow after this, man. They follow after their ways, their philosophies, their doctrines. You know, this is how you have a lot of these people into this central banking systems and all their you know, nuclear disarmament situations where they can't produce nuclear weapons, but America can have nuclear weapons. All right, this is making these nations mad. You know, they're like, hold up, how can y'all keep building y'all military, but we can't build our military? So this is why y'all can come and big dog us like that, man. You know, but nevertheless, they starting to wake up. They starting to sober up, you know, because America had been drowning them with this here Babylon juice, you know, and now they starting to sober up and wake up. Now they all pissed off about this, man. They realizing that everything is all corrupted in their sight. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. All right. And that's what we're in the first stages of right now. You starting to see that right now, man. From the sports, the entertainment, the small businesses, people losing their jobs left and right, man. This whole place is gone, man. And these are the beginning stages of this whole place going. All right. That's why you keep hearing saying, hey, this is the new normal. It's only going to get worse from here, man. It's not going back. All right. Because it's prophesied here in the scriptures. We understand what's coming to pass, man. We understand what the future of America is, man. And when we start to see, measure the times diligently based off of the prophecies, man. So we know this is the end all be all for Babylon. Babylon is not coming back, you know, and it's ironic. Let me read this verse 8 again. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her to take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. All right. Now, what I was going to say was, it's ironic that basically Donald Trump, his main slogan was make America great again. All right. And you have a lot of these Edomites, let's make America great again. There's a whole lot of shit going on behind that, you know, but ultimately when America was great for them was when they had Israel in full blown captivity, man. All right, they was able to just live as kings and princes on them. All right, and you know, but now the Lord is taking the curses up off of Israel and putting them on Esau, man. Now his kingdom is starting to crumble, man. This is why the devil is coming down with great wrath upon you, because he knows he had but a short time. All right, because he's seeing his kingdom falling. That's why, you know, through the spirit, you see Donald Trump saying, let's make America great again. All right, this is going in right into this. It says, Jeremiah 51:9, we would have healed Babylon, or we would have made America great again. But what? But she is not healed. Forsake her. Let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. All right. So basically, you know, these Edomites, especially these Babylonian Edomites over here in America, all right, they had a so-called limit that they could go to, man. And now they're at that limit, you know, and now it's time for them to reach their judgment, man. All right, you didn't max out your credit card, and now look, we're gonna have to come and take possession. All right. Well, let me keep going. It says, verse 10, the Lord has brought forth our righteousness. Come, let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh our power. Yeah, because the Lord is breaking down these Edomites in our face right now, man. This is why you're having their suicide rates go up. The economies are crashing throughout the whole earth. All right. And you starting to see their tongues falling upon their own selves. You know, they're ratting themselves out with their whistleblowers. Are they getting caught up into their own traps here and there, here and there? Everything is failing for them right now, man. All right. Everything, you know, that they touch is turning into rust, man. All right. Verse 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. All right. And this, you know, according to Ezekiel 30, according to them and putting the hooks back into their jaws. All right. Russia is coming back up as far as militarily wise and economic now, they're basically the one of the most superior military on the face of the earth when it comes to the technology that they have, man. All right, so it says make bright the arrows, gather the shields, and they're advancing with these smart weapons, smart missiles. All right, like the Satan II missile that's able to reposition. It can keep repositioning itself to dodge missile defense systems and things like that. Speed up and slow down, man. All right. It says and gather the shields. This is what you see Russia also doing as well too with their S-300s and S-400 systems that they're starting to sell to these other nations. All right. Yahweh hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, going into Vladimir Putin and them Russians over there, man. All right. Because again, they was going to Ezekiel 38. They was already after the Cold War, they was pretty much decimated by America, man. They screwed over their economy and their infrastructure, the minds of the people and everything over there, man. Russia was basically a big-ass third world country, all right? But now the Lord put them hooks into their jaws and they started coming back, man. Since Vladimir Putin took control, their economy started raising back up again. They're starting to trade or send out oil now, all right? They're able to, start developing these military weapons and things like that, and they're actually selling those to other nations as well too, man, all right? It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahweh of hosts have raised up the spirit of the Medes for his device. All right, what device? The missiles and shit that they got going on over there. Satan 1, Satan 2, those nuclear powered cruise missiles, those hypersonic Kinjal and Avangard missiles, the S-400, S-500, S-6, and 900. All right. Created for? It says, for his device is against Babylon. All right, that's here in America. And what are they going to do to Babylon? To destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. All right, so it's not really of man, like the scripture says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual principalities and spiritual darkness in high places, man. All right, so ultimately, it's not just what the Russians will do or what Vladimir Putin will do or what Donald Trump would do or Kim Jong-un. No, the Lord is the one that's working on the minds of these kings, man, to do his will, man. They're just pawns, man. All right, just like playing a game of chess, man. The king and the queen, the rook, the bishop, the pawns and all that, none of those pieces move without a person's hand moving them. All right, no matter how vicious or how dangerous, whatever piece on it, like the queen can do all kind of shit, right? The queen ain't doing nothing unless a person take that hand and move that queen to put it in a position. All right, and ultimately that hand is the Lord moving these chess pieces, man, and these chess for these different nations and their governments, man. All right. Let me read verse 12. It says, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Set up the watchmen. And that's what we're doing. We letting you know. All right. Prepare the ambush for Yahweh both devised and have done which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. That's because basically he's already prophesied the end all be all for America. All right. But now he set the prophets up now to go on the highways and the byways and go out here and blow this here trumpet, man. America. This is the end of America, man. This is what we've been doing. But now you're actually living in a time where it's all starting to come to pass. All right. So I'm gonna go from there to I'm gonna read this whole chapter real quick. It's a good chapter, Isaiah 47. Now, and it says 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. All right. Because America is that so-called golden city where everybody just thinks that everything is all good and all perfect here. They think that the roads are paved with gold here, man. All right, but it says what? Come sit on the ground, there is no throne. America is the one that's reigning over the whole earth. But what? The Lord is coming back to take the crown up off of these Edomites' heads, especially here in America, man. All right, it says, for thou shalt be no more called tender and delicate. And you're starting to see a lot of nations right now not really wanting to make moves and deals with America no more, man. Because now they having better suitors, more or less, to say, like you having... Russia is able to start selling these weapons to these other nations, way more, way more advanced weapons. All right, they're trying to get out of this central banking system, and they're trying to come up with, the petrodollar. They're trying to get out of the petrodollar and things like that. So you got the BRICS nations coming up and everything like that, man. All right, you're trying to get up off of this American oil and everything like that. So you see Russia now is coming into play, and these other nations are coming into play to so-called replace America, man. All right. Verse 2, take the millstone and grind meal, uncover the locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thighs, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So America's being exposed for all the wickedness that they've been doing throughout the whole earth, from the rape, robbery, and murder of this here land, enslaving the so-called Negroes over here. all right, plundering all these other nations and regime change and bombing the whole damn earth to smithereens, man. America's now being exposed, man. They're not being looked at as the saviors of the whole earth. They're being looked at as the ones that stirring up everything, man. All right. For instance, back in the days, everybody was like, oh yeah, praise America for going through the Middle East and ridding the world of these terrorists. But now it's coming out, it's like, wait a minute. America is the one who's providing the terrorists on the planet Earth. We got to get rid of America, man. You know, so now the tables are being turned, man. All right. Verse 4, for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt be no more called the Lady of Kingdoms. All right, so look, this is now where America's going into, man. They're going into straight confusion, man. They don't know what the hell is going on, whether to lock you because this is all a hoax or whether to keep the country open. All right, now they lock down the country all extra late, and then now the economy over here is collapsing. But then ultimately they want to implement this RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. But now too much information is out about it, man. We've been putting in all that work. So now they don't know, man, but they're going to continue on with their plan. But there is no more wisdom in this here place, man. The Lord is taking the wisdom up out of the minds of these rulers or whatever, whatnot over here in America, man. And ultimately with all these Edomite nations, man. I have polluted my inheritance. I had given them into thine hand. Thou didst show us them no mercy. Upon the ancient have thou very heavily laid thy yoke. So yeah, the Most High brought these Edomites up over top of us to punish us, but you did way too much, bro. You did way too much, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you know, a husband and a wife or something like that. They arguing or whatever. Well, let's say the husband is drunk as shit at the house and he just called a husband or called the police just to get the police to come and detain him for the night. He just needs to, you know, go to jail, you know, go sit in a holding cell basically to sober up or whatever, whatnot, you know, and it's like not really charging him with nothing, just put him in a holding cell so he'll sober up until the morning so he don't hurt himself, right? But the police take him in and they go in and they beat his ass, beat him to death, and now he all dead. Like, bro, he just needed to sober up. Why y'all had to go in there and beat his ass till he died, man? Y'all just did the most, bro. He wasn't harming nobody. He was just loud and belligerent, you know? That's basically what America wound up doing to us, man. All right? Verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to heart, neither did thou remember the latter end of it. All right? Because you touched the apple of the Most High's eye, man. All right? You went way too far and pushed way too hard, man. Again, like your Naja just gave with the cops and taking old boy in. Yeah, you did a good job by detaining this dude and bringing him in so he didn't harm himself or nobody else. But now, you know what I'm saying? You got to answer to the people. You know, it's all caught on footage and everything like that. You and your cops had handcuffed him to the bars of the cell, and y'all just stomped them out, sprayed them with pepper spray, went target practice on them or whatever, whatnot. Y'all just did the most, bro. Like, y'all didn't even realize what, you know, that y'all had cameras everywhere, and y'all would have to go to court for all of these things and have to answer for these things, man. And that's what's going on right now, man. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, man. All right, it sees all these different things that didn't happen to the children of Israel at the hands of these Edomites, man. And now it's time to pay their judgment off, man. All right. Continuing on. Slack, give me 1 second. Continuing on, it says, verse 8, therefore, hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, and that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Let me go back up. It says, now hear this, thou art given to pleasures. All right, because here in America, man, you can do whatever things where it's like, for instance, you don't, like, in certain countries you have to worry about certain things, whereas over here in America we don't have to think twice about that. For instance, you know, because we live here in America, we don't, you know, we're not really understanding about a lot of these things. But hell, like in Mexico and stuff like that, you can't really flush toilet paper out there over in Mexico. But see, you come over here, they're like, oh shit, y'all got some shit that we ain't never seen before, you know, or whatever, whatnot. 24 hours a day you can go, well, not now, but 24 hours a day you could normally go to like a Walmart or, you know, a Waffle House and all kind of things you eat and fill your face and all kind of different shit you can do 24 hours a day out here, man. All right, and everything, you can have food delivered to you, man. You ain't got no problems over here. You don't have to worry about, like in the land of Israel, they had those missile defense systems going off all the time, or the Middle East constantly getting bombed and all kind of shit like that. Here in America, you're not at no threat, or you're not worried about no shit like that here in America, man. All right, and same here as America as a whole, from a militarily standpoint. All of America's enemies are on the whole other hemisphere of the earth, man. They ain't nobody, you know, for any of these other nations to attack them, like Russia, China, or anything like that, they would have to send a naval fleet all the way across the damn ocean to come over here. America would see them days on them before they got here, man, and would be able to address them before they even hit the homeland, man. All right, versus America on the other end, they have the majority of their military already stationed over in the Middle East and everything. America got more bases in other countries than all other nations combined, man. All right. So America's dealing carelessly. They don't really have no this is the city of unwalled villages, man. They don't really have all that shit here protecting their borders like that, like these other nations do, man, because they brought the fight to these other nations, man. All right. It says, therefore hear now this that dwell carelessly. Salak. Therefore hear now this, thou art given to pleasures that dwell carelessly, and that sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me, and thou shalt not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. And so, especially like when it's going into war and everything else like that, Americans say they basically stand alone, but they'll use NATO and the EU, you know what I'm saying? But they think that they're the pinnacle of everything else, man, and they don't really take no losses like that, man. If they perceive that they are going to take losses, they'll send other nations' troops in there to go fight that fight for them, which is a proxy war, man. They use proxy militaries to go and fight their wars for them, all right? Verse 9, but these two things shall come upon thee in a moment, and one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection of thy enchantment, all right? So basically, one day and 1 hour, when this whole place is destroyed, man, on America all in one day, man. All right, they're gonna basically be nuked off the face of the earth, man. All this here living all nice and comfortably, whatever, whatnot, while America was over here bombing the hell out of all these other countries and everything else like that for 1 day and 1 hour. All this is gonna come down on America, man. Turn this place into the lake of fire, man. Verse 10, for thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, for thou sayest none seest me. All right, doing all this here wicked shit that they doing, slavery and manipulating all kind of different things, GMOs and spies in other nations and uprooting their leaders, regime change and things like that. But they think nobody understand and realize what's going on. But now they're being called out by all these other nations, but not just that, the men of the Lord, man. All right. It says, thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Because America has been able to prosper for so long, they think that, it's their own hand that allowed them to get to where they are. Oh, we got this technology. We got this. We were so advanced in this and that. We got all these systems in play. But ultimately, the Lord had given you this kingdom, man. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked, man. That great sword was... You didn't get any of these things on your own strength and your own power. And guess what? The same person that gave you that great sword is the same one that's going to take that sword up out of your hand. All right? Verse 11, therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it raiseth. And mischief shall fall upon thee, and thou shalt not be able to put it off. Thou shalt not know. All right, that's ultimately going into when what is that? Obadiah 1:7. All the men that's confederate with thee, and they that eat thy bread, they gonna basically turn on you. And these 10 shall hate the whore and burn her with fire. All of America's allies and their enemies gonna wind up turning on America, man. All right, all the people they so-called cool with, all of a sudden they're gonna just turn their back on America. They're gonna be like, oh shit, we wasn't expecting that to happen, but damn, now we're in a hard spot. They're gonna be calling for reinforcements, and it ain't gonna come, man. All right. Verse 12, stand now with thy enchantment and with the multitude of thy sorceries wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so, thou shalt be able to profit. If so, thou mayest prevail. So, hey, they're going to go back to their normal witchcraft and their normal ways of doing it. Hey, keep doing that if that's really your real might and your real strength, and that really got you where you was at, man. You're going to learn that there's a higher power that gave you this here power, man. That power is going to be the same power that's taking it away from you. It says, thou art wearied in the multitude. Let thy astrologers, stargazers, and monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. All right. So, with all their witchcraft and the things that they be doing, their seances and their rituals and mass rituals they be doing and everything like that, they've been able to get by with this here witchcraft for so long. But guess what, man? This is the mother of witchcraft. All right. But nevertheless, all this is, Satan, basically, the spiritual demon Satan now is about to turn his back on these damn Edomites, man. All right, just like how the Lord said, look, y'all turned y'all back on me. I'm going to turn my back on y'all and see what y'all latter end is. Because see what that pride thought that the Most High used to bless us. And then what pride got into our heart. And we thought that we did all these things, right? Well, Esau, he followed after the spiritual demon Satan. All right. But see, he thought that he got all these different things. He was deceived by Satan himself, man. All right. But guess what? Now Satan is leaving his ass, man, and lying to his ass. Yeah, go do this, go do that. You're going to prevail. You're going to prevail. But ultimately, Esau is caught in his own snare, man. He's caught in his own trap, and it's going to bring him into the king of terrors, man, to the Most High. The Most High going to devour his ass, man. All right. Verse 14, behold, they shall be a stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. They shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before it. All right. Because ultimately, this is where these ICBM missiles are going to come down and turn this place into the lake of fire, man. All right. Thus shall they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchants from thy youth. They shall wander every one to his quarters, none shall save thee. Going back into America's allies gonna wind up turning on America, man. They're gonna be looking around for, you know, they allies to come and help and save them, but they done with you, bro. They done with you. I'm gonna end with this. Second Peter chapter 2, 2 Peter chapter 3 and 10. It says, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. All right, in that one day, that 1 hour when they least expecting it. All right. All right. And the elements shall melt with fervent heat, and the earth also and the works that are therein shall be burned up. All right. So look, what's going to make the elements melt with fervent heat? All right, this is going into what? These ICBM missiles, man, that thermonuclear missiles, man. All right. That's able to turn everything into, just incinerate everything, man. Your body is an element, and everything else that you perceive around you is all elements, man. All right, they're gonna all be burned up in the lake of fire, man, by these thermonuclear missiles, man. They say that these thermonuclear missiles, they get hotter than the damn sun, man. All right. So it says verse 11, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought you to be in all holy conversation and godliness? All right, looking for and hastening into the coming of the day on fire. Well, so like, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. All right. So what manner of conversation should you be in? Should you be hoping that America come back? Oh, let's make America great again. I can't wait till this open back up. I can't wait for that. No, man. These are all the signs and the signals. This is the place. I am praying that the Lord preserve you in that day, man, because this is the you know, the last days, the final seconds of this whole thing, man. All right. Verse 13, nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein righteousness dwelleth. All right. So going into all these different things, man, we, you know, seeing these things coming to pass, man, we shouldn't be grieving or sad and upset that America is fallen. America done fell and it's not coming back, or, you know, trying to bring America back again or make America great. We shouldn't be sad and upset that, you know, all these things are starting to crumble. No, we should be rejoicing, because why? We're looking for a new heaven and a new earth, man. This here place is wickedness, man. This is they've turned, you know, this whole place, this paradise, into a fucking hell, but like a hell planet, man, a prison planet, man. So we're not looking for this place to come back. We're not looking for everything to go back to the normal, man. We want a new normal where this place is a burning heap of nuclear ash, man. All right, that's gonna be the end all be all for America, man. This is how this place ends, man. We started with, you know, there's other precepts as well too, but this here place is slowly but surely coming to an end, man. And it starts here with these lockdowns and everything starting to be trimmed and everything else like that, man. America's basically getting this what they call a haircut, man. They trimming the fat here and there just to get by, man, because it ain't not gonna make it, man. This is the end all be all, because why? It was prophesied in the scriptures, man. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for your Aki and pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Until next time, I say, stay strong. Shalom.